So it is over then. Quickly, Reyna, we must go to him. Upon proceeding to the infirmary, several couple scenes will play in a sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Proceed to the infirmary.
Estinian!
Cease your mewling, boy. It grates my ears.
Cease your mewling, boy. Great my ears.
Forgive me. When I saw you awaken, I could not... It was such a relief. We feared you might never wake up.
Now, Estinian. If Master Alphinaud thought any less of you, you would still be Nidhogg's plaything. Or dead.
Aye, 'twas but a jest.
Aye,
I thank you, Alphinaud. And you too, Warrior of Light. Quite how you managed to persuade Hraesvelgr to aid in his brood brother's downfall I cannot imagine. But full glad am I that you did. Yet again, you have achieved the impossible.
I managed to persuade us.
I, for my part, owe you an apology. When last we met, I did willingly loose an arrow at your heart. Can you forgive me?
There is naught to forgive, Hameric. You but acted in defense of Ishgard as is your duty. Were you any less single-minded about it, I would not follow you into battle, nor trust you at my back. Besides, I had come to the selfsame conclusion, that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. So let us dispense with the hand-wringing. I have heard enough mewling for one day.
Oh!
No!
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family, when no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind. Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not. Comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest. Lord Commander, my hunt is at an end. I would lay down the mantle of Azure Dragoon.
My friend.
My friend.
He has tired himself with too many words. I doubt not that he will make a full recovery, but he must be allowed some few days of quiet.
Make a full recovery. We must be allowed a few days of quiet. Spinner Captain Abba. I'm in the story! Beep.
I too must see my path to its end. Sleep well, my friend.
Following the battle with Nidhogg on the Steps of Faith, Sir Emeric called an assembly that he might make his final proclamation as acting head of state. "'Twas there, with one decree, that the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops was ended, paving the way for a new republic. The governance of Ishgard would now be placed in the hands of high and lowborn alike, their ranks represented by the newly founded House of Lords and House of Commons. Church was separated from state. The foundation for change had been carefully laid, and the reforms proposed by Ishgard's new government passed into law without incident. His duty done, Emeric de Burrell gladly stepped down from the Archbishop's dais, only to be raised unto the highest seat in the House of Lords. Though he strove at first to refuse this honor, the unexpectedly strident voice of the Count de Durandare left him little choice but to accept. And so it was that the winds of gentle revolution came to stir. Prominent among the many honored guests at Sir Emeric's investiture were the ambassadors of Dragonkind, a fitting symbol of Ishgard's newfound peace. The people looked on in awe as he soared through the heavens on Dragonback. And by their cheers did they hail him an Azure Dragoon for a new age. Thus were the notes of the dragon song rewritten. The din of war giving way to a rising litany of peace and hope.
When the memories of Count Edmund de Vorham's Evans were Swore. The Holy See of Ishgard, the Pillars. Litany of Peace. Revenge of the Lord. Still got work to do on this damn Ravensward content. Nay, there's no grave matter that moved me to greet you in person. Between you and me, I merely sought respite from the pressures of office. No sooner do I surrender my role as temporary head of state, and I am burdened with the position of a more permanent responsibility. I fancy that it echoes in some small measure the way you must feel when your probable feats of heroism are rewarded with some still more impossible challenges. The myth which guided our society for generations lies in tatters. I am then to be discorned for building upon the system and ability that one once felt to tear down. Oh, what strange jest is this place? The place is me at the pinnacle, an archbishop bastard, the heart of the House of Lords, at the head of a House of Lords. But these questions are for me to answer. It's not a man's nature to change overnight. This I learned through painful experience. commitment was the soul hard lesson which convinced me. Took that path. Now following. The girl delicate. The bridge between man and dragon, we must remain Ishgard, one carefully placed stone at a time. We must remember that it is not for us who lay the groundwork, but for men and women that our children will become. May their towers rise proudly for their fundament of our legacy. I hear words from the Captain Whitecape that Estinian has vanished from his sick room. His wolfness survives undiminished. Should you ever happen upon our unmannerly friend in your travels, pray assure him that I shall keep Ishgard safe until the Danes come home. Thank you, Ada. And please convey my warmest regards to Master Elfino. Shamrock is clearly burdened by his new position, but was quick to stifle his complaints, vowing to lead Ishgard to a new era of peace, one measured a step at a time. He reveals that Estinian has disappeared and asks that you give a message should your paths ever have a chance to cross. Finally, Sir Aymeric bids you convey his warmest regards to Alphino, before him's manor, and seek him out. You spoke to Sir Aymeric. I do not envy him in his new position. Ishgard has chosen a new road, one littered with Tiradius, 1,000 years of broken faith. Yet, though her people may stumble from time to time, I know no one better than Sir Aymeric to lead the march of progress. As for us, there remains one small matter of ushering in a new dawn. Scriptural assassinations. Similarly, in this session of primals, we must walk our chosen path, no matter how treacherous the footing. No. In the wake of Ishgard's governmental reform, new archbishop routes and ship routes have been sanctioned. You may now travel to selection of distant locales from landing in Ishgard. Thank you, Blazer. Blanhar has nay, You not need remain there. We shall rendezvous at the usual place. Oh, this proceeding is expected then. Aye, there's not a concern for us aside from one overly curious mouse. This way. Him again. It is of no moment. They will play their part when we will play ours. And thus did the grey mists give way to Azor's gun. A new day dawns in Ishgard, and you in the house and 4 knights have tidings for you. Mistress Hitomi, you are come at the most excellent time. An invitation from a truly preeminent personage was delivered to the manor but a short while ago. You had been present to receive it in any event. Sir Aymeric de Borel, the Lord Speaker of the House of Lords, Lord Commander, Nimble Knights, and Viscount of House Borel, fortunately invites Mistress Hitomi to dine with him at the estate. His estate. He seemed surprised. The messenger assured me that his lord has approached the subject with you at an earlier date, and the arrangements for the peace conference were still being finalized. Of course, the intervening moons afforded little opportunity for leisure. With the happy advent of peace, 'tis plain the Lord Commander sees no further cause of delay. What say you? I've got to say that I haven't the foggiest clue anything to wear. What should I wear? You'd ask me? You would ask me? Well, I am sure that as a personal friend of Sir Aymeric, you're at liberty to wear whatever you deem appropriate. As the said, and not a man of note could do far worse an alpine coat. At least that is what Ellard and Malian has been heard to say. I assume the same holds true for ladies. When you are ready, pray report to the Astrologicum. Come. The man of House Morel shall be waiting near there to escort the rest of the way. That's funny. That's funny. Those promises. Yakusoku kept. Promises kept. No! I hate when that happens. I like video games. Alright. I'll leave it here for now.